Hello, my beautiful souls. I hope you're doing well. We're going to do your daily read for Friday, October 14th, 2022. I keep wanting to say Friday the 13th. It's interesting we are one day off of having a Friday the 13th in October. But thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to thank you in advance for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. But keep in mind this is general for the day for all 12 signs. So just take what resonates. All right, we have the Peach Dragon, Vulnerable, from the Garden Dragons deck coming out. And so it's a day where you're being put in a vulnerable situation or two, okay? Feeling vulnerable due to what you put out into the universe. It could have to do with social media, when it comes to certain connections, conversations, interactions in one way, shape, or form. When it comes to a feeling of being exposed or just the truth being put out into the open in one way, shape, or form, or just thinking about other people and how they view you. But we have boundaries as well as fun, okay? And I did see the celebration card at the bottom of the deck before pressing record, but I really do feel as if it's a day where there's a level of enjoyment taking place, okay? It's like you're putting oneself out there, just being vulnerable once again, and it being worth it all the meanwhile. I feel, at least for the most part, I do sense there's a level of rewards coming in, or just experiencing growth and progression because you're able to just be vulnerable once again, excuse me, as the energy here is a little bit heavy at the moment. But anyways, this is probably the best time to do it if I'm going to today. But so there are boundaries being put into place. Thinking about how somebody is overdoing it, okay, by either reaching out too much, doing something you said you didn't approve of or want. I do feel as if there's also boundaries when it comes to oneself. I just sense that at a certain point, if not multiple, you may feel the need to sail away from certain levels of energy, okay? But I do sense that there's a feeling that you can't really put up a boundary with a specific soul, okay? Whether that's a spirit, whether it's somebody in your life, whether it's an authority figure or a landlord, something of the sort. But I do feel as if there's a need to, through it all, enjoy oneself, okay? Don't overthink. But I sense that there's a push to recognize that you can accomplish success in more than one way throughout this day. And in general, I just feel like you're being viewed as a multi-talented individual, but somebody who needs to view oneself in that way as well. What else do we have for Friday? King of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, good energy. Okay, the boundaries card may be pertaining to your family situation for some, but not for everybody. But I do sense that with the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, that's 3 out of the 4 kings, all right? So don't be surprised if you're feeling very bold, very, okay, they're saying vulnerable again, very passionate, very in touch with your masculine side. You could also be thinking about other masculine figures, individuals in your life in general, okay? But I do sense that a lot of manly or masculine spirits will be drawn to join you throughout this day for whatever reason. Yeah, there's a very bold and overly serious way about you to begin this day. Let's just put it that way. And that's when you are producing, developing, buckling down and doing what you have to do. I mean, you could throughout the entire day for some, but I do sense that it's more so the last quarter of the day or the second half of the day where there's a bit of fun or just enjoyment, a release in one way, shape, or form, or in multiple ways, okay? But I do sense that for some of you, there's thoughts of someone in a masculine position, okay? In a home situation, a family situation, something of the sort. It could be a community, and thoughts of boundaries or lack thereof which with them, okay? Or just the energy in that situation. Apply it as you may, but I do sense that there's a push to recognize that you can manifest, and you have been recently, okay, whether you think so or not. And that is one of your best tools at this time. Pairing that with the knowledge and wisdom you have from all you've been through, from past situations that were worse than where you're at now. How can we proceed in the most strategic manner? Okay, sit back in your throne and manifest what you desire, but also don't sit in energy that doesn't feel healthy or right for you in that moment. I do sense that there's thought, excuse me, of who and what's not right for you. Okay, at the very least in the long run, given I just stuttered as I try to spit that message out, whoever makes you nervous energy-wise, not for you. Whatever makes you feel uncomfortable energy-wise, or just tight in the body, right? Or tense, right? Or just unlike yourself in a very, it's like somebody or something strips away the confidence within you, or at least to a certain extent. Not for you, okay? Not for you. Do your best to minimize that person or situation's role in your life, okay? There's just a reminder throughout this day that you have choices when it comes to, you have the choice when it comes to who and what gets your energy and resources, and who and what you surround oneself with, period, okay? But it's a day where I do feel like underneath it all, you're thinking about love, or lack thereof which, in your life. And I do feel like you're being reminded you'll hear from somebody special, or somebody who's meant to be special in your life. You'll hear from them soon, if not throughout this day. But I do sense that as well, Spirit's going to be speaking to you about your love life. There's something about a tattoo, okay? I just heard the arrow of love. Interesting. Very interesting. What else do we have for Friday? Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. You're being noticed for how passionate you are, okay? At times, this specific Queen of Wands energy, imagery comes through as the lives that you're reaching, okay? In one way, shape, or form. It could be through your work, it could be through your social media, it could be connected. I just feel like that word connected was relevant for these two cards. You're feeling connected to others. Others are more so feeling connected to you. And through your energy, images, videos, you name it, the words you convey, the power of your specific energy, way of being, your personality, and your passion all the meanwhile. And that's making it easy for people to notice you and stay tuned in moving forward. I just feel like this is going to provide you with a level of growth and stability in one way, shape, or form, or just a level of progression that you've been wanting or just deserve, are destined for, okay? I also feel as if a pet is coming into mind or into play, if not multiple, okay? As I'm drawn to this cat here. And I do sense that there's thoughts of the month of October. For some, I'm hearing the word spooky, right? Spooky items, experiences, myths, stuff of that sort, okay? But I also feel like social media and what you see on TV or on the internet in general could play into thoughts of that October time of year, right? Fall, spooky stuff of that nature. As even if you're not living in a place where that sort of takes place heavily, you're bound to see some of which online, okay, or somewhere. Anyways, moving right along as I struggle, the Knight of Pentacles. There's going to be multiple points throughout this day, if not the whole day, where things feel quite slowly paced, or you just feel like you don't have it in you to move super quickly. So don't force it, okay? But I just feel like it's a day where a bit of that spotlight, success, and attention from Thursday either carries through, or it's just different levels of it take place. I'm hearing you're going to recognize what you have within you, but it feels like certain other people at a distance or in general have already recognized some of which. But the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Empress. Yeah, so I feel like you're learning more about a passionate, abundant, fresh start for you that lies ahead, okay? Or about why you were drawn to a specific scenario that you're wrapped up with these days in one way, shape, or form. That could be a connection, it could be a living situation, a job, right? I just feel like there's knowledge flowing in, which might even leave you a bit perplexed all the meanwhile, having more questions, right? You know how that happens sometimes. But I do feel like you're learning more about why you are where you are, why you're wrapped up with something in specific currently, and more about what is to be either replaced or added to one situation moving forward. As I word that in a very wordy way, I just feel like you're being prepped in certain ways to have a healthy perspective, have a healthy routine set in place, and to just be flexible and recognize that things are going to be switched up to a certain extent. Okay. With this addition to one situation, I just sense that you're going to be viewed for somebody who's very kind, okay, and other people's, if not one other specific person's kindness, kind nature, way of being is coming into play and being acknowledged by you, even if you don't say it to their face, right? Or leave a comment is what I'm hearing. I just feel like it's a day that where it pays to be kind in levels of abundance and success and growth coming towards you and others. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you next time.